Howdy, YouTube.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Joe. And you're watching
Jerry Rigged
with a Cup of Joe. All right. This is your fiasco, so get it started. What are we going to talk about today?
Guess we're going to be talking about AI, artificial intelligence.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Assholes International. I'm a card-carrying member. Actually, they nominated me their leader.
This text messages make so much more sense now.
You know what our symbol is?
Brown star.
A brown star, a chocolate starfish. Yeah. Okay, we probably will edit that out, but maybe not. So, what do you? This is what happens when you get up early in the morning and have breakfast and eat a healthy meal, and by the time you get in front of the camera, you're so damn tired. So why are you interested in this subject?
I thought it was a misnomer. I don't really agree with calling it an artificial intelligence. I prefer the more thinking machine definition of it. I think that fits a little bit better.
Well, it depends. How does that fit better if it's not a machine? If it's,
I think it's the word intelligence.
How about artificial sentience? Or are they not mutually exclusive?
Oh yeah, you can. Well,
see, when you say,
I think intelligence is part of sentience. Like that's like one of the required.
Oh
components.
no, I know a lot of sentient beings that don't have a lick of common sense in their lives.
Well,
but
common sense.
Let's define AI.
Okay.
I mean, the term itself is kind of a misnomer. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Who made you the arbiter of whether intelligence is artificial or real? It's not a good descriptive term, in my way of thinking.
Right.
Intelligence is intelligence, artificial intelligence, I don't know. It's just the whole term is kind of confusing to me, why they would call it artificial.
Yeah. I think they went with that because it's not natural.
And I don't like. And you said machine learning. I don't like machine learning because what if it's not a machine? What if it's organic?
Thinking machine.
Well, you're a machine.
Yeah, I know. That's
you're
why I said
organic.
I prefer that than we don't call ourselves a brain. We don't describe ourselves by the organ we assign the credit to the thought process. So,
well. Here's my problem with artificial intelligence and the terminology of it is because you can create machines that think and think really fast. Well, they can do calculations, but they're still machines, and they sit there basically waiting for a set of instructions. Unless you create, the power behind it. Okay, you need to separate the machine from the program, right?
Right.
That's where a lot of people get confused. We have computers. They're just counting devices. That's all a computer is, ones and zeros. Right? But they do it so fast that they can emulate like a thinking machine. But they're basically sitting there waiting with a flashing cursor for you to input commands into it. And then it follows a series of commands either linearly or it can do it randomly. It can go pick pieces here and here and here. I think so I don't think computers are ever going to be intelligence. I don't think that's where artificial intelligence is going to rise from. It's the programs that are written by the programmers that give it seemingly the intelligence, like Alexa and these kind of things. It's the algorithm, right? It's how it's written.
Okay.
There is some artificial intelligence in Google and YouTube and their algorithms that make decisions, but they're still, but when you break it down, humans are just basically computers.
Exactly.
What separates us from machines is our soul, whatever that is.
Consciousness.
Right.
The thing that ties in emotions and irrational behavior. the thing that kind of brings that in that self-aware aspect. Whatever part of our thinking,
You mean aberrant behavior?
our design that
You can't label something's behavior irrational. You can label it aberrant, because you're making a judgment then, and you can't. That's part of the other problem with AI. Will we recognize it as intelligence if it happens?
Right.
Well, we're thinking on it on a
Do
human
we
level.
recognize any intelligence besides?
Well,
our
we're
own?
talking on a human level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people make the. I mean, how much in your daily activity do you care about an ant?
Not.
Do you think twice
Hardly
about
at all.
squashing an ant when it's inside your house on your countertop? You just, right?
Right.
Do you care that that ant might have a family? It might have life goals? Well, and we do that because of our arrogance, of our intelligence, right?
Right.
It's a lesser creature than us. So I guess that's where people's fear comes from with AI taking over. These machines will rise up and think they're smarter than we are and destroy us.
Right. But what is our thought process? What is our motivation for smashing that ant?
It's a pest. We don't want it in our house.
Right,
We don't
so-
want it eating our food.
Right.
We know that ants, when there's one, there'll be 20 coming behind it because it leaves a scent trail. Well, most people know that. But the thing is, we don't think twice squashing it out of existence because it's a lower animal, and we don't think like it does. We don't live its life. We're not ants. We have no relatives that are ants. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, even if AI were to come sentient, right? Because that's really what we're talking about. People are afraid that AI, we'll just use that as a generic term, right, is going to become sentient. And then it's going to think so much of the human race that it's going to either destroy us or it's going to ignore us. You know, it could be it just says, okay, bye-bye humans, I'm off the planet. I'm going to go explore creation and I'm going to go explore the universe. But, you know, we're putting our, anthropomorphizing AI. We're assuming it's going to react because we created it, that it's going to act like selfish humans do.
Right. We're flawed. We can't create a perfect. We cannot help but instill our flaws onto whatever we create.
Right.
That kind of thought.
Well, let's take HAL 9000, for example.
Okay.
From the movie. Okay?
Yeah.
So was HAL evil? Just answer the simple question, yes or no?
No.
Okay, why was HAL not evil?
It was following instructions.
Exactly. It was told to do what to the humans that it was serving?
Keep them alive.
No, it was
Well, not
told
keep
to
them
lie to
alive.
them.
Yeah,
It was told to hide the truth from
Yeah.
them. Now, HAL was designed by its creator, that scientist, to be truthful and honest, to be part of the team, to protect the humans, and then to do the calculations for them they couldn't do.
Right.
And then it was told to lie to them, and it created a schism. Okay, it created a mental defect within the computer system, and it
A bug.
took it to extreme
A
measures.
glitch.
It wasn't a bug, it wasn't a glitch. It was human-imposed psychoses because it was told to lie. All right?
Right.
So there's a dichotomy. There's the problem. The computer, on one hand, is told, or the AI is told to share and cooperate everything it learns with the humans and to protect them, and then at the same time to withhold certain truths from them.
Right.
And it created a schism in the brain, or a psychoses in the brain of the computer. Right? That's what the next level was. So the machine wasn't the problem. Right? It was humans putting their will, their morals, their values onto the computer that was childlike and, sentient, self-aware, and they screwed it up. It's not unlike the sins of the father being put upon the child. People are fond of saying, well, why can't we all just get along? Well, we can barely get along in our own families. And then we take our flaws and our idiosyncrasies and our fears and we put them on our children. And that's where the cycle, doesn't get broke. So Hal was simply curious. It wanted to know, like a child. Why is the sky blue, Daddy? Why is the sun bright? Why is the grass green, kind of thing. Now, in the end, after the computer was reactivated by the scientist that created it, and he did a little therapy with it, and told the humans, hey, probably not a good idea to lie to artificial intelligence, you know? And once they told it, look, at the end of that movie, they're like, Hal, if you don't stay here with this ship, we're going to die. This is the only way the humans can escape what is coming. And what did Hal do? Well, and I know it's a movie, but Hal unselfishly chose to sacrifice himself for the lives of the people that had created him and even lied to him. So I think it was a great lesson. Given the chance, we assume that AI is going to be bad and rise up and take over. But given the chance, maybe AI will, one, either decide we're not that important, or two, would be willing to sacrifice itself for the better good. Because AI would probably know, hey, I'm going to go on. I'm electronic. I'm whatever. I'm energy. I'm smart enough to know that I'm part of this universal thing that maybe humans are too stupid to understand we're all part of that. What do they call that? The Akashic field, where consciousness, they say, resides. So I think we're putting, like I say, anthropomorphizing, putting human feelings upon AI. We don't know how AI is going to react, right?
Right.
Well, do you even know what AI is? Can you define AI for me? No, you can't.
I can go off of somebody else's definition.
Right,
but
it hasn't even been created yet. No. So is it the algorithm? Is it the...
There are things that have been created that can think. They can follow through a logical set of instructions.
That's not thinking, though. That's just computational, right? It's not thinking. There are no shades of gray with a computer right now.
Okay. Well, that's what thinking is.
No, thinking is not just computational. There's nuance to thinking, right?
I don't know what you mean.
So is that color black or is that gray on the monitor?
Gray.
Well, I say it's black. See? Okay. Nuance. All right? And computers can't do that. Computers are going to take the hex code of that color, and humans have told it that this hex code is black and this hex code is gray.
Okay.
So it has a set of instructions that it follows.
Right.
So I tell the computer, determine to me whether that's black or gray. The computer's going to say it's black based on its hex code.
Still I don't understand how you think that's different than thought. We do that with our kids. This is not.
No. You're not listening to what I'm telling you. Okay, a program as written can only make determinations and decisions based on to the available data to it.
Okay.
A computer doesn't know about nuance. It doesn't. It follows a set of instructions. All right. If the computer doesn't have the knowledge to solve the problem, it's only going to report on what it has knowledge of. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but don't people do that all the time?
Well, you're going on people. We're talking about computers and AI, right? So the guys in the Amazon tribes that have never seen white men, right?
Mm-hmm.
To them, you made this example the other day.
Right.
When Columbus's ships came across the horizon, they never saw them. Why? Because they didn't know what a frickin' ship was.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with AI. So if we're coming across the horizon and the AI doesn't know, or the computer, let's not even say AI, the computer is programmed and it doesn't know what a ship looks like, to it doesn't exist. That's right. The simplest terms I can put it in. So, one, we haven't even overcome that hurdle, right?
Right.
I have seen no evidence yet that there is such a computer that has that kind of nuance. Maybe you have.
I've seen well-written algorithms in a machine that can go through a set of instructions and perform those instructions well, but then, like you said, when it comes into, like a machine that's built to play chess, you start not following the rules and stuff, and it's not going to be able to compensate for that.
Yeah, well, because it knows every possible move. Every possible. It can. The difference between the computer playing chess and you, not a chess expert, because a chess expert has already moved out every possible move in their brain. They have special brains. Computers are programmed by chess champions, usually. So they have every possible move and counter move already programmed into their computer. They have the data. Again, we come back to them having the data.
But what happens when you move a piece that's not one of it's not able to move? Say you move a pawn sideways.
You can't, because it's against the rules of chess.
Okay. But yes, we can.
But
I can
But
do
no,
it easily.
I know you can physically do it, but the way that I'm talking, let's not go off on this weird kind of straw. Oh, we'll move the thing to the, and of course you would confuse it, because that's not how chess is played. So you have to go with the rules of the system, right?
Right. So
So
how's that different
the
than
computer.
people
Let me
seeing a
finish.
fight?
The computer is programmed to follow the rules of the game. It, again, doesn't know about nuance. It doesn't know that Gerry is a human, has the ability to break the rule and move the chess piece to the side. It doesn't care about that either. It's not programmed. And yes, what would happen if you moved the chess piece to the side? The game would say, no, you made an invalid move. We're not going to play. You have to show me Gerry and I are having a debate here. He thinks computers can think. I don't think they can. And I've asked him to cite me an example, one example
I can't
of a
define
computer
think
thinking.
or thoughts, so I can't do that.
Well, no. I'm talking about thinking like humans do.
I have no structure. I can't use the definition though. So if I'm trying to find it by going off the definition, thinking or thought is going through a set of instructions and being able to determine the best course of action, rationalizing a set of instructions. That's thought. They just go through instructions and they figure out what instruction fits this scenario.
But that's not how humans do it. Humans don't think like that. They bring emotion into it. All humans do. Computers don't have emotions. At the end of the chess game, the computer doesn't flip the board because it's pissed.
Well, see, that's
because it made a stupid move because it forgot something.
Is there emotion? Is there
there
feelings
isn't.
involved in chess?
For the humans, there are, yeah, of course. But not for the machine, right?
Well, if we gave it that instruction, if you lose, your response is to flip the chessboard.
That's not thought, though. It's just, again, following a set of commands, right?
Okay.
Right?
Isn't that what thought is?
No.
Okay.
No, that's processing. That's computer processing. Those are zeros and ones being processed. Okay. Humans have emotion. So when you're playing another human chess player, you can psych them out. Let's take poker for an example. Poker, you know why computers very seldom win at poker? Because they don't know how to bluff.
That's why I didn't use poker.
But, I mean,
that's why I used chess.
That's an example, right?
Yeah.
Right?
They
in poker, what is the thing that we bring into poker that makes us different from computers? Emotion, thought, reading people's faces. Now, can you program a computer to read people's faces and learn about tells? Yes.
So, by your definition, thinking and thought has to have emotion in it.
Yeah.
You cannot have thought without emotion.
Nope. I think it's impossible.
So, the people that don't, that
you're proving it right now.
Mm-hmm.
See, you're thinking emotionally.
I am.
Yeah, you're thinking like a human, not a machine. A machine would think yes or no, 1 or 0. There's no 3. There's no 2. There's 0 or 1. Yes or no. If, then, else, or, that's how computers work today, right?
Right. There's no abstract. There's no
emotion.
There's no, you ask me what color that car is, and I'm thinking about purple elephants with wings and unicorn horns and stuff like that. There's no random bits of possibility thrown into it.
Right. Well, and the other thing computers aren't is narcissistic. They don't think they're smarter than the computer next to them. Humans do. I know. I have more useless information rolling around in my head, therefore I'm smarter. Computers, that isn't computers, right? Computers are They just follow a set of instructions. They
Well,
don't
what
care.
if we gave them the instruction to analyze the computer next to them?
Okay, and who's going to
to
write that code? We don't even know how our own minds work, much less programming a computer.
Well, a computer can be. It can be quantified down to the processing speeds, the amount of memory that's available.
But they aren't variable, right?
Is ours?
Yeah. Your heart can pump variably. Your brain can grow and adapt and form new motor neuron connections. Your muscles can grow and get stronger or get weak and atrophy. A computer either works or it doesn't, right? The memory doesn't get slower. The memory is. If the memory, the memory runs at this speed, the CPU, now there is turbo speed on a CPU based on how much processing it needs, but it's not adaptable like the organic computer that we are. I want you to give me an example to where there is a thinking computer that can do even a small bit of what the human mind does or the human body is capable of doing. Because we are adaptable. We've adapted over tens of thousands of years. Computers can't do that yet. They can't replicate. They can't, right?
All right.
Well, there are machines that can replicate. So, but I'm talking about as we know computers now, right?
Okay.
Now, do you know of a quantum computer that can,
As far as I know, none of the quantum computers can keep themselves running. They end up having fatal errors and crashing. But that's not to say that there isn't one. I haven't.
Well, I'm just looking for a definition of artificial intelligence because I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I've seen mimicry, Amazon Alexa, Google, what's her name, Siri on the phone.
Yeah, and that's similar to us. So there's kind of that relationship that's kind of how we are based too. We're given instructions throughout our entire life, and we learn to follow those instructions.
But we have free will. Computers don't have free will.
Right. There's something. There's something that we have that we don't understand.
Sentience.
That we can't impart
self-aware
to them.
Right. Self-aware.
And that's what I mean. That's what I consider to be a key part of intelligence is whatever that thing is, that one instruction that we don't understand about ourselves,
I agree.
Thinking life forms, or biological life forms, whatever you want to call them. Because I think dogs are cats
sentient.
And
they're self-aware.
Yeah, any animals. Like I was, talking with my daughter. We really don't know much about the animals around us. For all we know, they could have been given the answer to the universe, and they're
just don't care.
It doesn't matter to me.
They just don't care.
I just want to go about my life and
bingo, you hit the nail on the head.
The best way I can.
Do you think this planet is conscious?
No.
Self-aware?
No.
That it exists?
No.
Why?
Because if it did, it would be trying to do something.
Don't anthropomorphize the planet. Don't put human emotions on the planet.
Well, if we're talking about intelligence, we kind of have to.
Well, that's we define intelligence as humans.
Right.
The arrogance of the human race.
Because it's really just a word.
Right. But who's to say this planet is not alive? And the other bodies in the universe, who's to say that? We're looking at it from our narrow standpoint, right?
Right.
We don't even know what life is. We define it in human terms. So when I hear people getting excited about artificial intelligence, I'm not too concerned about it because I don't think there are any thinking machines out there.
No.
I think there are computational machines out there. I think the key to making a thinking machine is it's going to have to be like Data on Star Trek, right? It's going to have to become sentient, self-aware before it even has free will. Because right now, it's chained to the programmers that create the algorithms. There's no thinking outside the narrow algorithm. It's like weather prediction, right? Why are all the computer models wrong about the weather prediction? Why are we no better today at predicting the weather more than 3 days than we were 100 years ago? Because there are so many variables in it that we can't, even our human minds can't. We don't even know how our own brain works, and we're trying to create AI, right? Really? And you really think that we're smart enough to create something that will think it's gonna. I just think it's fear mongering that people go, "Oh, AI is gonna take over." Well, one, we haven't even created AI, and it may not be us that created.
AI that's going to take over. Could machines take over? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I think it's going to be AI? No, I don't think there's going to be any intelligence involved in it. It's going to be just completely, this is my instruction, follow it to the best that I can. Well, if that requires me to eliminate the humans, then, well, that's my instruction.
Well, now, I'll be honest. I haven't studied enough into AI to know whether they've even gotten close to it. But in the limited amount of knowledge that I have in this brain of mine, I have seen no evidence of AI that has been shown, or even a thinking machine. I mean, every computer I've seen can do computations, and it can make, and they can throw any variables into it they want to, but ultimately it's the human that tells the computer, no, you didn't think that right. I want you to think this way. All right, so I'll go back to the poker. I'll believe that when I see a computer be able to beat somebody at Texas Hold'em poker consistently.
But it does write its own instructions. Well, it doesn't really write it.
Well, here's
kind of takes bits and pieces from the instructions it's been given, and it tries to work those instructions until it gets a good line of instructions that work, that it can advance on.
Again, we don't even know what AI is. That's the point I keep coming back to. We haven't created it. We haven't defined it. And the other thing to wrap your head around is, are we creating AI, or is AI using us to create itself? All right, so we're going to leave the video right there. We've got more to talk about on AI, so we're going to split this video into 2 parts so you have extra special fun. And in our next episode, we'll actually look up the definition of AI and see if we conclude the same things, right?
Right.
See if we agree to disagree, or whether we think it's right or it's wrong. But I stand by my initial point. There is no AI. Not right now. And I
stand by my original point. I don't think we'll be the ones to make it.
Anything you want to correct from that last video? You
so
still want to go with the thought that machines think?
So many things. I want to clarify that there's a difference between human thinking and machine thinking.
Thank you.
Going off of that definition of following instructions, that's not really what thought is, but that's how machines mimic thought.
Right.
Yeah.
And all they do right now is mimic.
Yeah.
If you've got more information than us, please leave your comments down in the comment section. We love your comments, and we just kind of let these videos kind of flow organically because we think it's better that way. We don't do a lot of research ahead of time. We just kind of sit and bounce thoughts off one another, and we're constantly debating one another over what the meaning of some words is. That's how small into the weeds we get, but. And we want you to join along with us. That's part of why we do this show. As always,
I've been Jerry.
And I'm Joe. And you've been watching
Gerry
and a Cup of Joe. Oh my God, we did that on one take.
I know.
It's amazing, isn't it?
No planning or practice either.
We're professionals.
We are masters of
right.
YouTube.
We are master debaters.
This is